Okay, assalamu alaikum, boys and girls. And so now, what we'll be doing, we'll be starting uh, past uh, exam questions practice, right? And we will be looking at a past paper question, ENT entertainment, as you can see in front of you, right? So here it is the question. Firstly, let us make it your habit. First, look at the requirement first. Okay, what are the requirements? It is now 1st September 2005. Respond to the CE of E&T instructions for work on the following areas. Boston Consulting Group analysis, 15 marks available on it. Wow. And Boston Consulting Group analysis, there are 7 marks available for first part of the work in this area and the 8 marks available for the second part of the work in this area. Okay. And then we have requirement B, which is divisional managers remuneration. Okay, professional marks will be awarded for the demonstration of analysis and evaluation and commercial acumen in your answer, right? Uh, so what we will be doing? Sorry, currently I'm not solving it on the examination software or the examination platform. I'm solving on the Word, MS Word. Okay, so here it is. ENT entertainment is our question. So, ENT entertainment. Now, here's the question. We look at the requirements. What we'll be doing? Okay, we look at the requirements already. Now we will move to the scenario. The following exhibits provide information relevant to the question. Company information and mission. Exhibit 1. Exhibit 2, Boston Consulting Group analysis. Divisional managers remuneration. And then we have Appendix 1 about the information about the 4 divisions. Okay. So exhibits 1, company information and mission. ENT Entertainment Company is a large diversified entertainment business based in the T-land. Its objective is to maximization of shareholders' wealth for its family owners. It has 4 divisions: restaurants, cafes, sandwich bars, dance clubs. Okay, now moving to the Boston Consulting Group analysis. Recently, ENT board has identified there are problems in managing such a diversified company. It has employed consultants who have recommended that they should perform Boston Consulting Group BCG and analysis to understand whether they have the right mix of businesses. A business analyst has prepared information on each division. This is presented Appendix 1, as you can see. Okay. So in T-Land, the company is generally growing about 2% per annum. The restaurant, cafe, and sandwich bar sectors are all highly fragmented with many small operators. Consequently, a market share of more than 3% is considered large, as that it is comparable to the share of the largest operators in each sector. There are fewer dance club operators, and the market leader currently holds 15% market share. There have not been many new developments, okay, within the divisions except for a new toasty format launched by the sandwich bar division, which has surprised the board by its success. The CEO of ENT has requested 2 items of work in this area. Firstly, the CEO would like you to apply the BCG uh, matrix to ENT's business. Okay. So our first Our first uh, requirement in this area, the A, that is A, part one. Okay, that is the application of the Boston Consulting Group. Matrix. Okay. Secondly, we'll be having now moving ahead. Secondly, the CEO has doubts about how useful BCG analysis is for ENT. She told you, I question whether this approach is really useful. Please evaluate whether using BCG analysis, including the information provided by the business analyst in Appendix 1 and the analysis you have prepared is helpful in managing the group performance. So, our second heading will be evaluation of the BCG analysis. So, part two, analysis of the BCG analysis. Okay. I hope this is what we are doing. This is firstly, we are just Uh, moving ahead, we have divisional manager remuneration. Each of the division performance measured by the EVA. The divisional managers have a remuneration package that is made up in two equal parts by a salary set according to the industry norms and a bonus element which is based on achieving the cost budget number set by the company board. The CEO has been examining the consistency of the overall objectives of the business, the divisional performance measure, and the remuneration packages at the divisional level. So she has expressed the worry that they are not properly aligned and that this might lead to dysfunctional behavior by the divisional management. She has asked you to evaluate the divisional manager's remuneration package in the light of the divisional performance system and the BCG analysis. So our last heading will be analysis of the divisional manager's remuneration. So we have these three headings now. Now what we will be doing, we'll be doing looking at the appendix one. Okay, appendix one information about the four divisions, restaurants, cafes, sandwich bars, ENT, dance clubs. Okay, in which we have ENT and the entire market sector of 2003, 2004, 2005, and 2006. ENT 54, 56, and the forecast is 59 and 62. Market sector is 10,752, 860. Then it's moving to 10,968, 10,968 for the restaurants. Then cafes 31, 34, 41, 47 for the cafes. Market sector is gradually, as you can see, it's growing as well. 3072, 3348, 3717, 4051. And then sandwich bars, ENT 349, 342, 336, 336. Okay, then we have market sector 9984, 9784, 9491, 9206. Then dance clubs also increasing either for ENT and market sector as well. Okay. Then we have sector growth and market share. Even the sector growth in 2003, we have no data, but for 2004, it's 1%, 9%. For sandwich bars, it is negative 2%. Dance clubs is growing 6%. Forecast is 1, 11, -3, and 6. Again, forecast is 0%, 9% point minus 3%, and 9% for the dance club in X6. Then we have to look at the market shares. Restaurants, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.6. Cafes, 1, 1, 1.1, 1.2. Sandwich bars is 3.5% for first 3 years, 3.6% in the last year. Dance club 11, 11, 10.9, and 11. Relative market share you can see is actually also 0.17, 0.17, 0.17, 0.18, 193%, 0.34, 33, 34, 37, 39. 1.17, 1.17, 1.18, 1.22, then 0.73, 0.73, 0.73, and 0.73. Additionally, we can see its restaurant market growth, the cafes market growth, and sandwich bar market has shrunk, dance club increasing ahead, and then we have the requirement. So we have looked at the overall question at first. Now we can start, drafting the answer. So the BCG, firstly, what is I will do? We will discuss generally about the BCG matrix. So the BCG matrix breaks a business into its components, units, and then consider their performance in terms of growth of unit measured by revenue and relative market share of each unit. It's each unit. Okay. So a business analyst recently provided us with this information for each of ENT divisions. May comment based on this information. So the restaurant, for example, the restaurant and sandwich bar sectors are in slow growth or in decline, while the club and cafes are appear to be growing at a pace well above the general economic expansion of 2% per annum. So ENT has a strong position in the sandwich bars and club sectors, but is relatively small in the restaurant sectors, restaurant and cafe sectors. Okay. Furthermore, what we can say consequently, consequently, the restaurant division would be seen as dog with low growth and poor market for future investment. A disposal could be considered unless there are other reasons to keep it. Examples, for example, feeds into dance club. Uh, okay. Uh, the cafe there is a possibility of good growth in the sector, but division sector appears ripe for consolidator. And so either the division should be financed to grow, by acquisition, or else sold on to another consolidation. Okay. The sandwich bar division is a cash flow as it has a strong share of low growth factor. It should be managed for its cash generative capabilities. Sorry, generative capabilities and should be heavily cost control. Now, finally, a dance club represents a good spread of businesses with the cash generative with the cash generative sandwich bar business supplying the sandwich resources for the development of the cafe, yeah, cafe and club business, yeah, club business. It is unclear from this analysis how creative the company as a whole is at developing new businesses to replace poor performance entities. So far, so good, and I hope you get it till here. We are done with the first 7 marks requirement. So, as you can see till here, uh, firstly, what I did in this, I just give the journal introduction, a one-liner introduction of PCG analysis. Okay, a little bit about the business what an business and analyst information para just to be presentable. Okay, and then I have connected each division and connected with the BCG from where they are belonging. For example, as you can see, the restaurant and sandwich bars in slow growth or in decline, while the clubs, cafes are appear to be growing at a pace as above the general economic expectation. ENT is a strong position in the sandwich bar, uh, and club sector, but it's relatively small in restaurant and cafe sector. So, and then a little bit explanation, and then I have corrected each division and described either it is a you know dog portfolio, or it is a question mark. That's what I did in each paragraph, and finally, in my closing paragraph, I said that dance club represents good shape of business with the cash generative sandwich bar business supplying sandwich resources for the development of the club business. It is unclear from this analysis how creative the company as a whole uh, is at developing new businesses to replace poor performer entities. Right? So, like this, for each valid point, well explained point, I'll be getting 1 mark per point. And see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. One line extra, one paragraph extra. So we'll be getting 7 marks like this. Okay. Uh, so first requirement done and dusted. So then evaluation of the businesses. Sorry, it's not analysis, it's evaluation. My mistake over here in writing evaluation of the business analysis. That means pros and cons of the BCG analysis. So, so here we go. It is for 8 marks. Remember, the BCG The analysis using the BCG matrix can be beneficial as it allows company to view the prospect of its different divisions. A different style of management should be applied. Management should be applied to each division based on this analysis. The divisions which are in faster growing faster growing sectors will require more capital to be invested and may not generate cash as efficiency from profits. However, the divisions from slower growing mature markets slower growing mature markets should have a focus on cost control and cash generation. Divisions identified as cash cows and particularly dogs should not be dismissed since if they are properly managed, they can provide a rich source of cash as they are run down. So the performance management system and metrics used by the divisions should therefore be adjusted to reflect this analysis. The metrics for the divisions with high growth prospects cafe and clubs will be based on profit and ROI, that is, I hope you all know, return on investment. So while those demonstrating lower growth, example the seven, sorry. Example, the sandwich bar division will be focused on margins and cash generation. Okay. Cash generation, however, BCG metrics designed as a tool for product portfolio analysis. However, BCG metrics designed as a tool for product portfolio analysis rather than performance measurement. Part of market growth is just one factor in an assessment of industry, in an assessment of industry attractiveness and relative market share is just one factor in the assessment of industry attractiveness and relative market share is just one factor in the assessment of competitive advantage. Have you guys getting it and understanding it? So the matrix ignores many other factors. Many other factors that contribute towards these two important uh, determinants. Profitability as performance system, it seems to downgrade traditional measures of performance. Example, profit and shareholder wealth, and therefore may not be well aligned. Well aligned with all of the key shareholders, objectives. Wow. It should be seen as starting point for considering the would be seen as starting point for considering appropriate performance management for a division, but not final result. Wow. So additionally, it may be that it may be that products in each case decision may not may not fit the unit. For example, the newly launched uh, Locatis. I hope I write it right. Bar format seems to be in a higher growth sub sector, and also applying the same performance system and a management style that are applied to difficult to distinguish the sectors from each other. For example, it may be difficult to distinguish uh, difference between the market between the divisions. Example, where the bars or cafe may serve as feeder business for late night dance clubs. So once again, we are done with the second part of the first requirement, right? Uh, the analysis using the BCG metric is beneficial, allows the divisions which are in the faster growth will require more capital to be invested and may not generate cash as efficiently from profits. However, divisions from slowing growth, market should have a focus on cost control, blah, 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 dismissal since. Okay, then performance management system and metrics used by the division should they first two are the benefits and the performance measurement and metrics used by division should therefore be adjusted. The general thing, then the all rest of the points are the negatives of the BCG matrix. Okay, so 8 marks like that done. Overall 15 marks, first requirement done, and then we have the last requirement that is analysis of the divisional manager's remuneration. So let us dive in and complete this requirement as well. The existing remuneration system system is primarily based on the division's performance compared to budget. It is likely that the management style will be highly cost conscious. Okay, cost conscious and conservative. As a result, this would be appropriate for the bar and restaurant divisions. Which foresee low growth. Okay, however, this could present particular problems. For the divisions that are could be grown uh, such as cafe and clubs. No, yeah, clubs. These divisions will require a more entrepreneurial managerial approach and therefore should be using long-term profit measures of performance in order to align the managers motivation with the division needs. Okay. Further, the chairman is also correct to be concerned about the board measure of divisional performance EVA. This is appropriate giving the second. Okay, last of the sips are finished in my bottle. Okay, this is appropriate giving the budgetary approach to management, reward in the divisions. There is possibility that if the budgets are not set in order to maximize EVA, then the overall objective are not a reward system at divisional level. So this is it. Again, just connected with the scenarios, right? I hope how to plan your answer and how to draft your answer. The technique is clear to you. We'll see you in the next class very soon. Till then, take care. Bye bye.